Right. I am just the amuse when it comes to openings. I'm now going to introduce a very special guest who is going to give us an official opening to this ZAM magazine Nelson Mandela Lecture Series. Please give her a massive round of applause. The Mayor of Amsterdam, no less, Femke Halsema.
Well, I can see that you have practiced. Ambassador Mandela, dear Mr. Namo, and very, very distinguished guests. We are human only through the humanity of others. These words by Nelson Mandela can be found on a memorial to him that was erected in the city district of Amsterdam Southeast in 2021. The memorial is a work by the South African artist Mohau Modi-Sakeng. The words are engraved on a plinth, on top of which are 7 bronze sculptures. These depict not Mandela himself, but show the faces of others, based on sketches the artist made of residents of the neighborhood. Mandela's quote emphasizes the fact that people are more than just individuals. We are part of a community that shapes us and from which we can learn. His words encompass a plea to us, to all of us Amsterdammers. In a city that is home to so many nationalities and cultures, we must always remember our shared humanity, regardless of our many, many differences. Nelson Mandela was not a stranger to Amsterdam. He traveled here in 1990, around 4 months after his release from prison. And he was greeted, as probably the older people remember, as do I, by enthusiastic applause and cheers as he stood on the balcony of this very building, the balcony you just passed under when you were walking in. The square, Leidseplein, was full of people. And my predecessor said, and hier is hij nu. This is him. Amsterdammers had deeply sympathized with Mandela's imprisonment in a South Africa that was being torn up by apartheid. 9 years later, he would receive the city's gold medal, the highest civic honor awarded by Amsterdam. But as much as Mandela's ideas were and are being celebrated here, we, the Dutch, we Amsterdammers, are guilty of racism too. After the abolishment of slavery and the end of colonialism, the inhumanity of this history has continued to plague our country. Not long ago, just 2.5 years, the Dutch cabinet recognized that part of the tax office was guilty of institutional racism. And colleagues of mine here at the municipality are also, and sometimes daily, affected by racism in their working environment. 35 years after Mandela's release from prison, we must continue to honor his words here, in our country and our city. We need to ask ourselves every day how we can retain our human values in businesses, schools, and on the streets. Fortunately, there are Amsterdammers that can inspire us in this, and I think we need them, especially in these times. People who can show us how we can be a city where everybody has equal opportunities. Take Edson Sabayo and G. Smith, founders of the internationally renowned fashion brand Pata. They had goals that went beyond commercial and creative success. Their Pata Academy supports young people who have demonstrated entrepreneurial spirit by connecting them with the Pata network. which includes financial and legal experts and marketing specialists. By doing this, PATA's founders follow their credo of each one, teach one. That credo is also behind the foundation of Kwame Akyapontra, better known as Meester Kwame. Meester being the Dutch form to address teachers. Kwame helps children with their schoolwork. Parents can also count on him if they have difficulty, for example, with debt collectors. As a former law student, Kwame can help them with correspondence and other matters. Another example are Amsterdam's buurtouders, neighborhood parents, who take to the streets when young people are causing trouble. 2 weeks ago, I spoke to a group of these men and women. They are Amsterdammers who feel responsible for their neighborhoods and who spread their human values to help their community. They are indispensable. All these Amsterdammers and many more are a remedy for cynicism, because it is possible in a city in which we look out for each other, where we live in harmony with each other, just like the Mandela Memorial instructs us to do so. Ladies and gentlemen, the investigative journalism of Africa Uncensored, where Mr. Namu is editor-in-chief, plays an important role in exposing human rights violations, corruption, and social injustice. These examples I just gave show how important it is that we all operate according to our human values. I hope that the lecture will encourage everyone to take a moment to think about the meaning that Mandela's ideas have in our society today, because it is crucial, because we need them. I wish everyone an inspiring afternoon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much for those words.
You're welcome.
Ms. Halsema. You got a very warm welcome there. I think
Yes,
that
and
speaks.
so spontaneous. I was really moved by it.
Yeah, but listen, we talked briefly backstage about what are the things that give you, I don't know, courage, because you are on the political front lines.
Yes.
And I mentioned earlier, we live in what feel to us, at any rate, I think, as unprecedented, kind of polarized and populist-led times.
Yes.
What gives you the courage to go on, the optimism?
Well, I think the people I just mentioned, I think this city. Well, I have to say that, of course, but I really mean it also. I think also if you look at the history of this city and you see its resilience and you see the way people survive on and on again, and the way this city forms itself and is a democratic order of itself, well, I think that gives courage for the future.
Yeah, but I mean, in those, I mean it feels like a politician's answer.
All right, thank you.
I mean.
Well, we practiced it behind, and then you said, well, he said, that's
Don't
a good
encourage
answer.
her. Don't encourage her. None of that, please. None of that.
Yeah, he asked me to say this.
I mean, on those moments, you've had an awful day. You've had a terrible conversation with someone, and the world continues to burn as much as it does. You're bloody, I don't know, everything's going wrong, and then you get into bed at night and you're thinking, geez, do you ever have those low moments and you think, maybe I should just, I don't know, stop or...
Well, this is going to be a quite different conversation than I imagined it would be. Well, of course.
In those moments, what gets you out of that hole?
I think many people are anxious at the moment because these are very difficult times I think we live in. And I think you see so many geopolitical shifts. Europe is changing, the United States are changing, Russia is changing, our relationships with them are changing. So at night when I can't sleep, I watch The Sopranos. What else is there to do?
Okay. Head to Netflix, everyone.